Okay, Colin here with Local Enterprise Broadcasting. Got the BK mod on, so you can see right here. I was going to do a how-to video, but if you are watching this and you don't know how to drill and tap a screw into a body like that, then go watch somebody else's YouTube video. I'm sure they'll tell you how to do it. So anyways, I have the screw adjusted all the way out. So basically this would be the same clearance as if this never existed. And we'll go ahead and watch the, here, if you wouldn't mind holding that for me for a second. So what we'll do is we'll watch, this is stock, and pay attention to right here. Now keep in mind, this is what I was telling you about there not being a leak jet present in this float bowl and why this is important. Watch the duration of the squirt here. 1001, 1002, almost 3 seconds. Do it one more time. That is way too long. So what we'll do is we'll turn it in, and what I do is I turn it in until the accelerator pump stops working, just like that. Then I just start backing it out slowly by hand. Okay, we got a little bit there. That's only like half a second. That's a little too short, so we'll back it out a little bit more. That's about what we want. One good solid second, nice solid stream. See that? That was one. Boom. Shuts off. Okay, the reason that's important is when your throttle gets wide open, at that point, the fuel metering should be handled by the jetting, not the accelerator pump. The accelerator pump is only there to handle changes, like sudden changes in throttle position, meaning that you have a constant, or you go from one amount of air going in to all of a sudden a shitload of it. Well, the jets can't keep up with that. So it needs that little bit of extra fuel to supplement that change in pressure. However, that doesn't mean that it's a good thing that this thing keeps dumping fuel once you're full throttle. Once you're full throttle, the main jet should be doing everything. And once the main jet's doing everything, if you still got fuel getting dumped in there, you're actually richening up your shit, and you're going to create what they call a rich bog, and that's what I had. So if you're like me and you have a Keen carburetor that does not have a leak jet in the float bowl there, and you can't shrink or basically adjust it, and the DOESN aftermarket ones that are adjustable, that's one way you could fix all this, but I don't have the $140 laying around, and this was just a $5 fix total. Even though I had to buy the tap and die, it was still like not over $10, I'll tell you that much. So the thing that you got to do though is you have to make sure this O-ring's on here, and you have to make sure all the slack has been taken out of you want just about that much there. See how much there is? Very little. That's about how much you want. That's what you adjust here. That is the timing to actuate the accelerator circuit, so that once you start opening the throttle, it starts pumping fuel. Okay, but like I said, the problem is unless you have a leak jet down here that you can adjust, if you don't have some way of stopping this armature, like that entire accelerator circuit will just pump until it's empty. And that's really good for, like, you know, if you're climbing a hill and stuff and you want to like get on it and you need that extra fuel to get up the hill from like almost a dead stop, that's fine. But that's what's the nice thing about this mod is you can adjust it on the fly. But pretty much you want that accelerator pump to only be pumping about a second, you know, a little less, about a second to a little less. That's it. Any more than that, you're just wasting gas. You're throwing a bunch of unburned fuel in your damn motor, and it turns into carbon, and it's a waste. And I don't know if the other guys on YouTube have addressed it. Not really, from what I can tell. A lot of them's like, oh yeah, more fuel is more power. That's not always true. So if you understand how fuel metering works, and especially what the accelerator pump's designed for in the first place, it's not like a power valve, you know what I mean? Like, I know it gets misnomered a lot of ways that way, but it's bullshit. All it's there is to keep the motor from stumbling when you open the throttle slide all the way, and so that sudden change in atmospheric pressure doesn't starve the motor of fuel. All right, that's it, because the jets can't do it. But after that, once it's full throttle and the motor's spun up, everything needs to be running off the jets. If that thing is still shooting fuel in there, you just get a foul plug, or, you know, if it's hot, it's going to make it run like even worse. So you'll have a basically, so this takes care of the lean bog. This will take care of the rich bog. Hopefully that explained it for you, and you got to see some real world, you know, example of it. This is Colin Smith, Local Enterprise Broadcasting. Be sure to check out the other content on the channel, like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you later when this thing's mounted up and the weather's a little warmer and we can get out and ride it, and I can show you an actual riding difference. So I'm actually going to change this screw out for something a little better. I'm going to put a wing nut on there so I can adjust it on the fly, and I'm going to get a little heavier duty spring than that, because this one for the ballpoint pen does not, I don't think it's going to hold up, to be honest. But it gets the job done for demonstrative purposes, and yeah, that's it. So see you guys later.